Life of Luxury, YouTube's premier source for horror videos that'll make you laugh and maybe kinda pee your pants. However, as I'm sure you've figured out by the title, that might not be the case anymore. Now, this is probably gonna be a bit of a different video than most of you guys are used to. I normally only ever cover like actual videos, but given the situation and seeing how often we've talked about Life of Luxury on this channel, I figured that this would be a good video to make. Now, if you are not aware, recently Life of Luxury has made a community post saying that they will no longer be uploading on the Life of Luxury channel and they will be soon deleting all of their old content. Now, why is this, you might ask? Well, that's because according to them, their MCN, which is a multi-creator network, has been withholding their payments from them for over 6 months. Now, this is a pretty serious issue and a pretty serious claim, so I figured I would kind of go through what's been said so far and then kind of weigh in with my own personal experience. Now, why, you may be asking? Well, for a few reasons. One, because I genuinely enjoy these guys' content. I like the Life of Luxury channel and it's gonna suck to see them go. Two, to kind of help bring awareness to this situation, because I'm sure Chester and Parker have their hands tied right now. They're probably pretty busy trying to figure out the legal aspect of all this and like assemble a team, so they probably just don't have the time to talk about this right now, and I figured I would use my platform to kind of help out a fellow creator. And thirdly, to help warn people, maybe up-and-coming YouTubers or people who want to do YouTube as a job, it's like their dream, about MCNs in general, because while I obviously don't have all the facts, I don't know what's really going on in this situation. I have dealt with my own situations. I was in an MCN once and it was terrible, and that's pretty much the experience I've heard from every single creator I've ever talked to who's in an MCN, and it's something a lot of people don't talk about, so I figured I would use this as an opportunity to talk about that as well. Now, real quick, for any suits that might be watching this video, I know nothing, okay? I am simply a silly guy reading things off the internet. I don't know whether or not, nor am I claiming that the MCN that Life of Luxury is working with, I believe it's called Scalelab, is guilty, and I'm not sure of the validity of any claims anybody's making against them. I do not know either party personally. Once Parker DM'd me on Instagram, and for some reason I did not see it until months later, and then I thought I would kind of look weird replying to it so much time later, so I didn't. So, sorry about that, Parker, if you see this. I'm simply going to be reading and talking about what both parties have posted onto the internet about this situation, and then talking about my own experiences and my own thoughts in the same video, okay? Okay. So this all started a couple of days ago when Life of Luxury made a community post on YouTube. It reads, "It's been an amazing experience for us to produce Life of Luxury. Unfortunately, we are being forced to end our series and stop uploading on this channel. Our MCN, Scalelab Pranks, has been illegally holding our earnings. Currently, they're holding 6 months of our ad revenue. We have not been paid in months, and they made it clear they will continue to hold and not pay us our earnings. This means we've been making and will continue to make $0 from Life of Luxury. This has been absolutely heartbreaking to us and everyone on our team. We love this channel, our fans, and everything we've created together. We've personally been making videos together since we were kids, and it was always our dream to be YouTubers and create content that millions enjoy. We've truly dedicated our lives to this. At this point, we're not sure if we're going to be able to afford to keep filming videos, as we have no income from the 7 million subscriber YouTube channel we've created. Scalelab Pranks has made it clear they will continue to hold our future revenue, so we are planning to delete our content from this channel because they're collecting 100% of the revenue we make. Please stay posted for updates." So real quick, a little bit of background. If you're not really sure what an MCN is, which if you're not a YouTuber, I wouldn't expect you to, basically they're these networks that used to be kind of important for big YouTubers. They used to be kind of helpful for getting more money out of ad revenue and helping with monetization. They were kind of like your YouTube agent in a sense, but as YouTube has grown to one of the biggest media platforms on the planet, there's really no need for this middleman anymore, and YouTube kind of knows what they're doing. So for many years now, MCNs have been absolutely pointless. And I really mean that. They literally do nothing for you. In my honest opinion, they exist to only take money from YouTubers who get tricked into joining them. They used to take a ton of money when they were actually helpful, like 30 to 50%. Now, as more and more people have caught on, it's normally closer to like 5 to 10%. But all the other promises that they use to sell people into joining an MCN, like better views, more money from your ads, contact with Google and YouTube, they're not true. I'm telling you firsthand, I was sold this, I bought into it, and then learned that none of the promises were true. And I'll go into that more in a minute. But the reason this MCN would be able to hold the payments from Life of Luxury is that once you partner with an MCN, your money from your YouTube account goes to them first. It no longer goes to you directly and you split it up. No, it goes to the MCN and then they pay you your share. So an MCN holding all of a channel's earnings and not paying them out is 100% possible. Now, in response to these claims, Scalelab made a statement on Twitter and on their website, and it reads like this. The Scalelab company's official statement is due to the recent misinformation involving the Life of Luxury YouTube channel and its association with Scalelab. Here are the factual details that we want to highlight. Since 2019, the creators of the Life of Luxury YouTube channel have received their YouTube revenues through their partner company, Pranks Network. Scalelab has an agreement with Pranks Network, which represents the channel. Throughout our partnership with Pranks Network, Network, Scalelab has remained dedicated to filling all obligations outlined in our contract. This includes consistent and timely payments of revenues generated from the Life of Luxury YouTube channel. All financial relations between Pranks Network and Life of Luxury creator are regulated by an internal contract between these parties, and Scalelab has nothing to do with these relations. However, since there was a misunderstanding and our company name is involved, we are open to a collaborative effort between our legal teams to resolve any outstanding issues promptly. So this could very well be 100% accurate and they're telling the truth. Like I said, I don't know the specifics. How could I? However, what I will say is that I 100% believe that whoever is doing it, somebody is withholding payments from Chester and Parker. Why? Well, for a few reasons. One, because MCNs are disgusting. Two, because this MCN in particular and their parent companies have been in a bit of hot water with YouTube in the past. A few years ago, they were bought out by a company called Yeah One, and within a few months, they were terminated from YouTube. They weren't allowed to be an MCN anymore. So maybe it's not Scalelabs directly, maybe it's something in the whole system, maybe it is something with Pranks Network, I don't know, but I do believe there's something going on. Not making any claims, but in my opinion, I believe these guys. Mainly for my third reason, which is I am a YouTuber and I know what ad revenue pays on YouTube. And I can confidently say that two 20-something-year-old guys who are pulling in the kind of views that Chester and Parker are with the Life of Luxury channel, and subsequently the ad revenue that comes with those kind of views, are not just gonna give it up. Completely ignoring the obvious passion and the obvious desire to continue making these YouTube videos, I think it's pretty obvious that these guys have a true passion for YouTube. You generally don't do it for years if you don't. Completely ignoring all of that and the artistic part of it, just the money that this kind of channel with this kind of views brings in, I don't believe any person would just walk away for absolutely no reason and then make up something like this to justify it. I could be wrong, obviously. Like I said, there's no way for me to know the true facts. These are just my opinions, but it just doesn't really seem like they're making this up. I could be biased though, because like I said, I have had horrible experiences with MCNs in the past. I could sit here all day long and talk about other experiences creators have shared with me, but I'm not going to do that because I don't know if they'd be comfortable with that. But I can sit here for a while and talk about my own experiences. When I first blew up on YouTube, I was approached by an MCN like many YouTubers are. They promised me a huge boost in views and ad revenue in my channel safety. They said that they had direct ties with YouTube, that they could contact people who worked with the moderation team, all these different things that sounded amazing. And when I was approached, I had friends in this MCN, so I figured, okay, this has got to be the real deal, right? Well, as I'm sure you've guessed, it wasn't. It was all a lie. Every single last thing they told me was a lie. There was no difference in the performance of my channel. They had no ties to YouTube whatsoever. They made promises month after month that never got delivered. Their entire company was built off of nothing but lies. The final straw for me was when I was having trouble with a video that was getting striked. I went to them for help because, you know, that's what they told me they could do, and they started to send me screenshots of, quote, emails between them and a YouTube moderation team correspondent. I thought, wow, this is awesome, until I looked a little bit deeper at the email after nothing was happening, and I saw missing painted pixels from where they photoshopped this email. I looked a little bit deeper, and in one of the screenshots, they literally forgot to edit the name of the person they were emailing, and it turns out they were just emailing back and forth between themselves, basically role-playing as YouTube moderation, just trying to send me things to make it look like they were actually working and actually had connections. Since then, every single person, and I mean every single last person that I knew that was in that MCN, has had a similar problem and left. So this does not surprise me whatsoever. I have literally never heard a single positive thing about an MCN with anybody I've ever talked to, so I 100% believe these guys when they say they have not been paid. I don't know who's responsible, but I believe somebody is. The only positive to this situation is that I'm thinking this should be a pretty easy case if it gets to court, which I'm hoping it does. I cannot imagine them losing this kind of case, but the fact that they have to go to court whatsoever is really unfortunate. In my opinion, YouTube should really do away with the whole MCN system and just not even make it an option anymore. At the very least, they should at least have something like when you join the YouTube Partner Program or when you hit a certain amount of subscribers, where you get some sort of information about how what MCNs promise you will not happen. I've had it happen to me. I've heard it happen to many people. People get scammed by these networks all the time, and YouTube seems pretty complacent about their stance on them, and I don't think that's okay. If outside companies are promising things that will happen on your website to people who are making money for your company and you do nothing about it, you're almost just as bad as the MCNs. But back to the focus of this video, Parker and Chester. If you guys see this, I really hope you guys can make it through this. This is genuinely a nightmare situation. I just can't imagine going through this, and I'm really sorry that you guys have to. I hope that I'm going to be able to bring a little more attention to this situation because I haven't really seen anybody talking about it, which is kind of crazy to me. This is genuinely awful, and I hope we don't start seeing a trend with other creators and MCNs. On that community post, I I talked about earlier, they asked their viewers to go subscribe to Luxury Dark, their other channel. So if you guys find the Life of Luxury content entertaining, I would really urge you guys to go show your support. I mean, imagine your boss one day said, hey, I'm not going to pay you anymore, and that's how it's going to be. That's what they're dealing with right now, and I cannot imagine the stress they're under. In a situation like this, anything helps. But that's about the extent of my rant today, I think. I know this is not really my typical content, but when I heard about this situation, I just had to talk about it. Parker and Chester, hopefully you guys get this figured out shortly, and we all get to go back to watching the Life of Luxury videos we've all come to love. Kids, don't join an MCN, and yeah, see ya.
Subscribe.